Good Wednesday, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another series of Lim Ren En Live on Insurance Matters. So today our topic will be very interesting. It is talking about business sinking fund for medical professionals and small medium industries. So today, if you look at the background of my office is slightly changed because I've actually made the home studio a little bit more better, in receiving guests. So people ask me, what do you add? Actually, I add two chairs into the home studios, so that when my guests can come on Saturday afternoon, they can actually sit and do a live interview with me on the site. So let me see whether I can move the camera to show you the chairs. It's okay. You'll see the chairs this Saturday when we talk to Nick Ng, the amazing stories of Nick Ng. But come back to today, I like to say hi to some people like Judy, who is always on our live show. It has been amazing, right? For quite some time now, I've been doing 3 live shows in a week. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m., every Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. and on a Sunday night at 9 p.m. So the Wednesday and the Sunday night session, the Wednesday night 9 p.m. and the Sunday night 9 p.m., it is about insurance matters. This is the show that actually will talk to you about what is insurance. How can you buy a proper insurance? What should you get? Understand your situation. We will explain what type of insurance that you should have and you should not have. We will go into details in every single episode. So this episode, it is about business sinking fund for medical professionals and also for small and medium industry. I did a session on Sunday on this, but that was more for SMEs. So today I will actually go deeper for medical professionals, which is a key industry that I serve. So I currently have probably out about 70 to 80 specialists in my clients list, which I serve. A whole lot of them is from KPJ, from Gleneagles and other places. So government hospital as well throughout. So I understand the medical professionals. Why? Because I'm from a medical background. I did nutrition in my universities, and my wife did medical. My wife is a government doctor. She serves in Kajang Hospital, and she's now doing a master's in hospital administration. So I kind of understand how doctors think and how doctors' life is, because I married one. So that is a big plus point for me, compared to a lot of other agents, because I do understand how medical report works and how to navigate through critical or difficult underwritings. So if you think that I am of value of you, watch the show. This might be a game changer. Why? Let me talk to the medical doctors for a while. Are you feeling the pinch right now? If you're not in a government hospital, if you're already in private, I believe you are feeling the pinch right now, correct? If you have a GP clinics, or you are running a specialist center, or you are running a specialist clinic in a hospital, I do think that you are feeling the pinch. There's a drop of patient load. There is a drop of surgical procedures going on. And this is the time that you feel the pinch because everything is slowing down. So what I'm trying to do today is to tell you how to set up a business sinking fund for your business. If you're a medical professional or if you're SME business owners, set up a business sinking fund for your business, keep some cash on the rainy days. And now I explain the how, the why, and the how to, on what to do, step by step, leading you throughout the process. So this 30 minutes can be crucial, can be beneficial to you. Now, if you feel that this session, in your mind, if you have somebody in mind that needs to learn about this, I urge you to share it. I urge you to share with 5 friends. Share it with 5 friends. Just click the share button now and share it with 5 friends, right? And share with all of these people and let them know how to actually set up a business sinking fund for their business and also for their personal use, okay? So now today I'm going to do something special. If you share 5 to 5 people, if you're going to share to 5 people, right? We will track that, right? You show us that you have shared 5 people, send us an image or whatever, and fill up a form. If you can see in our comments button there, my staff actually pinned out a message saying free policy review, free online policy reviews for all my friends. If you could fill this form up and get a free policy review, if you share to 5 people, just click that share form and we will do a free policy online review for you. So the policy review will give you a clear indication of what you have in all your insurance policy and you will understand your situation better. It's more like a stock taker of an insurance policy. So if you share with 5 people, go ahead and share with 5 people, share with 5 medical doctors, share with 5 colleagues that you think that they need this, share it to 10 if you want to, and click the link, fill up the form. We will call you. We will call you to do a free policy review, online policy review with you for 1 hour. I guarantee that, all right? So let's jump into the topic, right? So if you are with me, can you press number 1 to show that you're with me, right? Press number 1 to show you're with me, and I'll be more than happy to receive some response from the crowd. Today is a good day, you know, we have 20 plus 30 people showing up today, right? So share, what do you call this? Click number 1. Let me see that you're with us. And I can see my top fan, Mr. Go, is here. Share with 5 people that needs this session. And I guarantee you, I'll do a personal policy review with you online, 1-to-1, right? And you'll do a stock take of your insurance policy. Hi, Kamal. I can see Dr. Kamal Palani is here, which is my uni friend. We used to play squash together. Hi, Kamal. Super happy to see you here today, right? So let's just jump in. Let's just jump into the topic today, right? So what is a business sinking fund? You may ask me, what is a business sinking fund? And I can see Dr. Chia is with us. Dr. Chia, hi, how are you, Dr. Chia? All the way from Kota Kinabalu. Please get your husband to watch it together. Dr. Shim to watch it together. I'm so happy. Dr. Shim and I, we were good friends. We always hang out together. So what is a business sinking fund? What is a business sinking fund? A business sinking fund is a stable way to put away cash. Number 1, systematically, regularly, and in an orderly manner. Business sinking fund is something that is not unusual, uncommon among big corporates. It's been practiced many years. For a lot of SME, they do business sinking fund, but for smaller SME, they tend not to do it or do not have a discipline to do it. For doctors, hardly anybody do it. If you are one of them, if you're a medical doctor, you run a clinic, and you do have a business sinking fund, I must say congratulations, you're one of the rare ones. Because out of the hundreds of doctors I've talked to preparing their insurance policy and going through their needs, I only came out about maybe 10, 12 who actually do systematically and regularly do a business sinking fund. Now, what I'm saying is not your regular family savings or put away money for education, all those things. Business sinking fund means you take a systematic, a regular, and orderly way to save away proceeds and profit from your business, for your business, from your business and for your business. If you take out proceeds and profits from the business for your family, that's not a business sinking fund. That is your family fund, okay? Let's just separate these two out. Business sinking fund is from the business and for your business. So, what is business sinking fund for? Why do you need to systematically and regularly and orderly save this money? Number 1, it is for future debts. If you run a business, if you run a clinic, if you run a SME business, you need to do this. This will actually pay for future debts that might incur, that you never know where it's coming from, right? So take example like this situation now. If you have bought a 4-story shop lot just before MCO or a year before MCO and you're paying for it, you thought your tenant is going to be there forever. Sorry, I'm trying to tell you, they are not, they are lost, they're no more there. People run out of business. Then what happens to that 4 million ringgit property loan? You're going to pay for it. Those are called future debts. You might not know when it's coming. Number 2, it is for unexpected expenses. So take example, if you run your business, run halfway, and then your CT scan or your what do you call this, your scans, your ultrasounds, just suddenly one day decide to retire. What happens to it? You need to buy a new one. A new machine might cost a few $100,000. A new machine might cost $1 million. You know. So if you do not have a business sinking fund, where is this money coming from? Is it going to come from your pocket? That is painful. If it's going to come from your family savings or your children's education, it doesn't work, you know. And you're well known as a doctor, you cannot run, take example like a ONG clinics without an ultrasound. You need to have an ultrasound. Or you can't run an orthopedic clinic without an x-ray. How are you going to run it? You're going to send people to another clinic to do x-ray? I mean, it doesn't make sense. You know, patients runs off. So you need to prepare for these unexpected expenses. Number 3, urgent cash relief for unavoidable circumstances. Things that happens that you have to handle it, you know. Things that needs instant money to. I will explain more about that later on in the presentation. And also to soothe the finance, and all of this, when you save up all this money, is to soothe the financial impact on the business. If you do have $1 million business sinking fund set for 10 years, 12 years, and on the 13th year, your scans don't work, that's the time when you take out this money and buy a new machine. So that will work for you. So let's continue. So why does a business need a business sinking fund? Number 1 is for economic downturn, like right now. If you run a very good clinic before, I congratulate you, but now I think you are feeling the pinch, right? So who is going to pay your 10, 15, 20 staffs? Right now. Now that becomes a problem, right? So number 2, sudden client's lawsuit. If you run a clinic, if you run an SME business, if you cannot fulfill a order, or somehow your patients sues you, and you well know that your professional medical indemnity has a limit, and what happens if the judge suddenly becomes very generous and orders you to pay a substantial claims, a substantial payout to the patient? Are you going to dig into your family trust? Are you going to dig into your children's education to pay that off? It is by law, you must pay it off. So what happens then? So the business sinking fund helps to finance certain this kind of uncertainties during your process of work. Unable to fulfill contracts for SME, that is very common. If you're unable to fulfill contracts, you have to pay a penalty for the contract. Number 4, when a partner suddenly demise means dead. When a business partner suddenly pass away, or because of an illness, he cannot work. So let's just zoom in for medical doctors. When you start a clinic, 2 happy partners together, both are 35 years old, you start an ONG clinic, telling each other, you know what, you're going to do your job, I'm going to do my job, and we're going to share profit. Whatever you do, you keep, and then we're going to share common profit for the practice, happily. So after 10 years, 15 years, nothing happens. Then suddenly, partner A has cancer, and he's going through chemotherapy. What happens then? Are you going to take on all his load and still share profits with him? Or he dies. What happens then? Are you going to still keep on giving profit sharing according to the 50% share to the family? Or are you willing to take out a sum of money and buy over his share? The business sinking fund can be used to do that, to buy over shares of a passed away or seriously ill, cannot perform partner. Then both parties, you get the clinics as a whole, he gets his money, and everybody is happy. Number 5, bank facility retracted. This is very common. For a lot of clinics who cannot run, or for a lot of businessmen who actually have problem now, a lot of banks is collecting back their facilities, trade lines, BA and all that. If you're a clinic, if you cannot run your business properly, your financing for your equipment might be in jeopardy. So that can be a problem. So business sinking fund, it is meant for all this. Why do you need it? Because of economic downturn, sudden client's lawsuit, you're unable to fulfill contracts, a partner suddenly dies or had a critical illness or become disabled, then you have a problem. Bank facilities retracted. So these are some of the common problems that most clinics and most doctors will face if they don't do this properly. Okay, the next one is business sinking fund criteria. So there is a criteria to this business sinking fund. What kind of assets can be used? What kind of asset class can be used as a business sinking fund? So we have actually put in some characteristic of a asset that you can use. So these are some of the reference that you can think of. Number one is limited or no risk. Limited or no risk kind of savings. If that savings is very risky, cannot be. All right, you cannot use it. Number two, you have to get cash in the shortest time. That asset cannot be, say, sold in 6 months or 1 year, or you have to wait for somebody to buy it. It won't work. It has to turn to cash within, say, a week. It has to turn to cash, say, a month. Something that you cannot actually afford to actually drag on and drag on. Number three, it must be cash. It has to come with cash. A business sinking fund is cash. If you set up a business sinking fund buying a property, it is not. It is called a business sinking property. No, today we are talking about business sinking fund. So it must be in cash. Cash is king, cash. Number four, assets that doesn't need to be sold. If you have a business sinking fund in the form of a property and need to be sold, then you're in trouble. Because if it cannot be sold, it becomes a problem. All right? Number five, you must have a guaranteed buyer for that. If you put your business sinking fund in any institution or anything, it cannot have a contract that don't have a guaranteed buyer. It must have a guaranteed buyer to take over the asset and pay you cash. Cash. All right? Number six, it must not be too easily redrawn. This is a very common problem. A lot of business people or medical doctors or professionals, when you are running in good times, wow, when the 300,000 revenue, $500,000 revenue is coming in every month, you think you're on the top of the hill. So what happens is that, oh my God, that Porsche looks good. My God, that Bentley looks good. My God, my neighbor has a bigger house. I must buy a bigger house than him. So that kind of temptation will cause you easily to withdraw whatever you have to save. So a business sinking fund, one of the criteria of it is that it cannot be too easily withdrawn. Means you must not allow yourself to withdraw the money too easily. There must be a mechanism put in to stop you from just write a check and withdraw the money overnight, right? So some of the criteria that you need to look into for business sinking fund is this, all right? I've just say all that. So if you think I'm actually doing a good job in explaining this, can you press number 3 so that I know that I'm doing a good job, right? I tell you, it is totally not easier to do a live show, but I am adamant. I'm adamant to put value for all my clients and all the people who actually work with me and put trust in me, right? Thank you, Melissa. All right. So thank you, Mr. Rangasamy. Okay, Judy, thanks. So, how much do you need to save? How much do you need to save? So a lot of people ask me, if I want to set up a business sinking fund, how much do I need to save? So there is a few rules of thumb. I've put in here 4 rules of thumbs that you can actually do. How much do you need to save? Number 1, how big corporates does is they do total debts against times to mature. Meaning, so take example, if your company is issuing bonds to buy equipments, I know some medical clinics do issue bonds to, say, borrowers, to lenders, to buy medical equipments. This doesn't happen in SME normally. It happens normally in clinics and all that. If you do issue bonds to buy, say, a machine worth 2 million, and you know your bond is maturing, say, in 5 years or 10 years, then you need to pay, say, a 6% interest to the lenders. So you will service the interest first. Then on the 10th year, you will actually pay back everything in 2 million in cash. Now, 2 million in 5 years, you will have to divide it by 60 months. So take example, if you owe $1 million as bonds and you need 10 years to pay off, it's $1 million divided by 120 months, and it is then you need to save 8,333 every month into this business sinking fund, so that in time to come, you will have this. In 10 years time to come, you will have $1 million cash to pay off your lenders. This is one of the way to do it. Number two, if you do not have any bonds to give to lenders and anything, if your clinics or your business, it is not owing much but owing term loans and all that, then good for you. You don't have to use this method. The second method is 10% of company net profit. Whatever that you draws in after you take away all the expenses, including your salary, clear all those expenses, then the net profit after you pay tax, you want to save 10%. Make it a discipline to save 10% of the company net profit as a business sinking fund. So an example, if you do a revenue, say for doctors, say 3 million a year, then after tax and after salary of your 10 staff, rental, paying off the property, paying off your machines and all that, then you have a profit of $1 million. You want to save 100,000 every year aside as a business sinking fund, and the 900,000 you can use it as a profit to your shareholders and also for your family. Number three is 10% of your net income. Now, this is for doctors who doesn't have a proper setting of a company. You don't have partners, nothing, no shareholders, nothing. Then every single cent comes to your pocket. These are called either single-owned clinic, one-person-owned doctors, or sole providers, kind of SMEs. Every single cent goes to your pocket as a net income. Then you want to save 10% of your net income. All right, 10% of your net income after you cut off all the products and everything, whatever there's left over, you save 10% of that. Or for bigger companies, you have gross revenue, you want to save up probably like 0.5 to 1% of the company gross revenue. So if your clinic is drawing, say, 10 million a year or 20 million a year, like say some cardiac clinics, they can run to 30, 40, or 100 million a year. So save 1% of the gross revenue aside as what we call a business sinking fund, right? So am I going too fast? No, I think we are fine, right? My wife is actually watching me. Doctors is watching, right? So let's go on to the next one. What kind of business or professional needs a business sinking fund? As I was saying to you, SME, specialist clinic, small businesses, GP clinics, or law firm. If you're a lawyer, if you're listening, this is something for you. You need to actually have a look at this. Number three, corporates, small hospital. When you have a 25-bed hospital, a 30-bed hospital, some of the, what do you call this, ONG, the gynae has a small hospital, 15 beds, then you need to set up a business, what do we call a business sinking fund, right? Company that starts making money. If your business is making money, please start as early as you can, right? And throughout this pandemic and throughout this lockdown, I've been seeing business people. Like today, I've seen a business person, and she told me for 40 years I've worked and I've built this business, and this pandemic, is causing me so much problem. Why? Because people owe her money, she cannot collect. Number two, she needs to pay suppliers, and she has like 10%, 20% of sales right now, and she still needs to pay all the expenses for the company. And from the look of her eyes is that that this is really troubling her, because she really have to dig deep into the family savings if she wants to save the business. So just imagine this: if you do not have a business sinking fund and you are in that situation right now, you will dig into your family fund to save your business, and that is not advisable. So what I'm trying to tell you, if your company starts making profit now, it is always good to start doing. your business sinking fund right now. Why? Because in 10 years time, in 11 years time, the next crisis comes, you have ample time to prepare for it. Number 5, sole providers. If you're a locum doctor, if you're a doctor that actually goes around working for people, now, professionals like doctors, lawyers, engineers has a common problem, including me. I'm an insurance person. I have the same problem with you. Why? Because we provide a service to people. When you stop providing a service to people, you stop working. Let's face it, doctors, including insurance agent, you stop work, people stop paying you. It's exactly what is happening now. Your clinic has a drop of say 80% patient load. Your income dropped 80%. But what if one day it is not by choice or it is not by a financial situation that your patient rate dropped 80% but dropped 100%? Because you're unable to work anymore, because you're paralyzed, because the person had cancer, cannot work, because the person is going through severe chemotherapy, he cannot work. What happens then? If you're a government hospital doctor, then okay, you're quite well because you still got pensions, you get all these things. But if you're running a private clinic, God bless you, man. That is the time when you realize that if you do not have a business sinking fund and you do not have insurance protection, that is bad. Seriously bad, because you wouldn't be able to make money from any other sources. So let's look at it seriously. If you're a doctor, if you're listening, I want you to really think this through. Why? Because a business sinking fund will actually help you, even if you're a sole proprietor, right? Even if you're a sole proprietor. Let's go out. What are the assets that is not recommended to be used as a business sinking fund? So what are assets is not what do you call this, advisable? Number 1, shares and stocks. If you're the owner of Apple or you're owner of Facebook, you're Mark Zuckerberg, then okay lah. Your shares can be used, no problem. Because why? You're worth billions and billions. Your company worth billions. Today, if I remove Mark Zuckerberg from Apple, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook will still go on. But today, if I remove Dr. Chin from Chin's clinic, the clinic will fail. Why? Patients like to see Dr. Chin. That is just the facts of life. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just talking through as a seasoned insurance person serving so many doctors, and I know that's just the facts of life. If I remove Dr. Rani from Rani's clinic, that's it. Rani's clinic will close. So you cannot use shares and stocks because shares and stocks doesn't give you a guaranteed value. During a financial crisis, shares drop, stocks drops. You cannot sell. You bought the stocks at, say, Public Bank at 16 bucks. Today is 5 ringgit. Then how? Are you going to cut loss and get back the 5 ringgit because you need money? It is painful. Shares and stocks, you cannot do it. It is not a good asset. Number 2, property and physical assets. It is also not a good proposition. A lot of doctors, a lot of SME told me during good times, you know what, Ren En, I don't need to buy all this lah. I don't need to set up all this. I can just buy a property. It will actually goes up in value. The rental. What? Okay, I agree. You should have diversified your investment, but I'm not trying to tell you to save 100%. I'm just saying 10% of what you have. So you can still buy stocks, you can still buy properties and physical assets, but do not put everything in stock and physical assets. Put some money into a business sinking fund, which is in cash. Why? Property and physical assets cannot be sold instantly. That's the major problem. If you cannot sell a shop lot when you need money, what is good a shop lot for? The banks will take it to lelong. That's about the best you can do. Comes back to this businesswoman who actually is my friend. Come back to this businessman I saw today. He got a lot of assets, but what is good of an asset when you sitting on 7 million of asset and you cannot sell? At this moment, right now, today, your suppliers is not going to take your asset as collateral. What is good? Cannot. You have to be in cash. Number 3, current accounts. If you save in current accounts, no, because it's too easily withdrawn. But a stroke of pen, 1 million is out from the account to buy that Bentley. No, you cannot use a current account. Number 4, futures and commodities. A lot of SMEs were actually into plastics and all that. They tell me, you know what, I can buy raw material, pellets and all that, and I can actually future. But futures are, if you know the market, good. But if you do not know the market, it's like a gambling. Cannot. Because why? During this time, commodities can drop to zero. The oil price drop to zero. You know, gold drop. Even copper is drop. So futures and commodities cannot. Number 5 is your own personal savings, your own family savings. A lot of people think, you know what, if my business is bad, I'm going to ask my wife to take out from her personal accounts and save the business. If you're a responsible husband, don't do that, you know. You know, your wife gave birth to your children and all that. Give her security and keep her money in her pocket, right? So do not use your own family business and savings. It doesn't work. Why? That money is meant for your family, it's not meant for your business. Then you have a hard choice of saving the business or saving the family. If your child is 18 and going to school and you are using an education fund to save a business, if it doesn't work, then you have ruined her future. So you must separate these two things out. Family is family, business is business, right? Then I'll tell you later. Stick with me. I'll tell you later why it is better to split out and you will still have a happy retirement, right? Stick with me. Okay, if you think I'm adding value to your knowledge and all that, can you give me a number 3? Can you press number 3 and let me see that I have of value? And if you think today what I've shared with you is of value to your colleagues and all that, please share with 5 people. Share with 5 people who actually thinks that you think will actually give value to them, right? Share with 5 doctors. I would love to see them, right? Okay, let's go on. Thank you. Let's go on. What type of business sinking fund are they available in the market? Number 1, company fixed deposit. This is the number 1 choice that you should have, company fixed deposit. What is a company fixed deposit? A company fixed deposit is just normal deposit but under the company name, okay? So it is safe and it is very secure, so you can actually do that. Number 2, special current accounts. What is a special current account? It's different. A lot of business people has 1 current account or maybe 2 current accounts. And these current accounts are for company expenses, rental, whatever they write, okay? A special current account is parked outside of your normal usage. This is to save money. And that current account normally takes all the directors to sign the checkbook. Aha, it's a bit different, right? The normal current account, normally 1 or 2 directors will sign because the guys who operates the business will sign. The third current account, the business sinking fund current account, will take all the directors to sign. It's so much harder to take money out of it. Number 3 is what I do. Company's short and medium term saving policy. It is insurance policy in a saving form. So company's short-term or medium-term insurance policy, right? Savings policy. So these are the 3 most common things that people use. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that, put everything with insurance and do nothing with. No. You should have a combination of each. You should have a company fixed deposit. You should have a special current accounts. And you should have some sort of a short-term, medium-term insurance policy as a business sinking fund. All 3. If you save 10% of company assets or company profit, if you're going to do as a business sinking fund, then just split it accordingly. 40% to company fixed deposit, 20% to current accounts, and maybe 40% to insurance. Of 20% to insurance, 40% to current account and fixed deposit, right? So it has to go in and do a little bit of adjustment so that each class you'll be able to put some money in, and when you need it, you can actually take it, all right? Next one, company fixed deposit. What are the pros and cons? Number 1, company fixed deposit is stable, there's no risk. It is capital guaranteed and it's instant cash. You go to the bank, you withdraw, it is instantly paid to you. So no issue, all right? No issue. Number 2, Cons, what are the cons? Low interest. Fixed deposit now is 2.1%. Maturity date, you need to wait until it's mature, then okay, you withdraw. Number 3, the temptation to withdraw during the good times is just too great. You know you have 2 million cash company account. Oh, you really want to withdraw it to do something, right? Oh my God, my next door neighbor is moving out of the big factory, let's buy it, you know, that kind of thing. And if you use up all your cash during good times, and when the bad times comes, you have to sell that piece of factory you bought from your neighbor, you know. So if it's too easily to withdraw, it becomes a problem, right? So special current accounts, what are the pros and what are the cons? You know, let's look at it. Pros, number 1, is stable, it's no risk, it's money, capital guaranteed, everything is inside. You know, don't worry about losing any money. Quick access, too quick, in fact, too quick of access to a current account. The cons, no interest in current accounts. It's too easy to access. So what I'm saying is that you have fixed deposit, put some money in a special current account so that you can withdraw easily, but you also need a fixed deposit that you cannot withdraw so easily. So let's go to number 3. This is what I do for a living, short and medium term savings policy. I've done this many times over for corporates, SME, and also family-owned business, and also for medical doctors and their clinics. I've set up many accounts for this for them. So number 1, what is the pros? The pros are it's stable, it's limited risk. I'm not saying no risk, limited risk, okay? I'm on live, I have to be very careful of what I say. It is stable, but it is limited risk. Why? You can choose funds that have limited, very secure. Take example like a bond fund to actually put your money, all right? You don't have to go to the stock market and all that. Number 2, is capital secure? Yes, it is capital secure. If you put above a certain years, it is secure. There's not much risk of losing money of a certain years. I'll explain that a bit later. Number 3, quick withdrawals. Yes, it is also a problem. It is a good thing, quick withdrawals. Why? Only take about a week to withdraw some money. Number 4, this is something that your fixed deposit and your current account cannot do. Give you insurance protection. It comes with an insurance protection. I'll explain that a bit later. All right. So, what are the cons? Number 1 is low interest. Now, it seems that now at 4.5% to 5% is no more low interest, because your fixed D is at 1.5%. Sorry, your fixed D is 2.1%. So if it's 4.5%, 5%, it is good interest. Okay. Number 2, you have to wait for it to mature to withdraw the money, or to wait for a certain critical year to actually wait for it to get back your guarantee, or to make a bit more money. Number 3, early withdrawal can lose a bit of money. If you save for 2 years and you want to withdraw 2 years, sorry lor, I must tell you, you will lose money. This is an honest insurance agent's face. I must tell you, you will lose money. If you put in 1 to 2 or 3 years and you decide to withdraw before it matures, say in 6 years or 10 years, sorry, you will lose money. So I will tell you how to actually prevent that, right? So let's move on to what I do best, which is short-term saving plan. This is from the insurance company. I am from AIA Berhad. I'm an executive life planner. I've been there for 20 years. Although I don't look like I'm in there for 20 years, I started very young. Now, if you're age 30, a young doctor, you just came out to private practice, this is something that you want to look at. If you do a monthly saving of 5,535, you do it for 10 years, annual saving of 60,000. If you do it for 10 years, you'll save 664,000. That's it, done. 10 years, you are done. No more. You don't put any more money. That's it. This business sinking fund, it is settled. It is done. Once it's done already, the business sinking fund on the 10th year will yield about 888,000. You see, you have more than what you have paid in 10 years' time, right now. You've saved 10 years, 664,000, but on the 10th year, your account value is 888,000. So the annual rate of returns, we are looking at 5.2 to 6%, which is pretty fair, Now, it comes with a life insurance of $1 million. It comes with a critical illness of $1 million. It comes with an accidental policy of $2 million, a public transport death benefit of $3 million, and a death due to natural disaster, which is $6 million. Let's look at the top 3. That is more probable. The bottom one, not very probable, unless you're in MH370. Okay? So if you look at this, if you look at this business sinking fund set up for medical doctors and SME, you get to save money, you get 5% interest, and you still get insurance. So let's just put it this way. What happens if the first year you put in some money, 5,000 plus, 60,000, then the person has cancer? What happened there? The insurance company will pay you 1 million in cash. If you pay the same amount, 60,000 to an FD, what will the bank do? The bank will pay you 66,000 of whatever you've paid. That's it. So the insurance company pays a slightly higher interest, but it gives you a much better cover. Just in case you do not have that 10 years to save this money, that 1 million goes to your family. Sounds like a good deal, right? It is a good deal. I've done so many for so many doctors. You should seriously sit down and have a look at this, right? So what is the comparison between a fixed deposit and a short-term saving plan? As I say, interest rate is different, 2.1 and 5.2. The annual savings of 66,000 on a 10-year interest, look at it. If you put in a fixed deposit at 2.1%, it's 730,000. Am I interrupted? No, not really. I think it's quite right. Sorry, Mr. Rangasamy. I think if you say that's, I'm so sorry. But anyway, let's go on. So if it's 2.1% to 5.3%, 5.2%, fixed deposit 730,000. That's all you get if you put in a 2.1% fixed deposit, and that the banks have to guarantee 10 years. Sorry to tell you, 2.1% is for this year. Next year, also don't know. But insurance company gives you 888,000. Insurance protection? No. We give you 1 million insurance protection on life, criticals, and 2 million on accidental. Withdrawal time, fixed deposit instant. We will take about a week. Give us a week, we will deliver a check. Early withdrawal, you get your capital, and this plan, the capital breaks even on the 6th year. So after 6th year, you can take your money, you don't lose money, right? So if you want to do this plan and not lose money, 6 years is the critical time, right? To not lose money. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that you must save up for rainy days. If your clinic business is actually coming back, doing well, please try to save some money up, for rainy days. You might not know the next cycle is coming when. I think the first cycle, now this cycle is not even finished yet. Right or not? But you can, if you still have some spare cash and still making profit, why not save some money for some rainy days? Number 2, cash is king. You have experienced it firsthand today. Cash is king. Diversify, sorry for the spelling mistake, diversify your savings. And again, I'm not asking you to put everything with us. Put some money with us. Diversify. Don't put everything in assets, don't put everything in stocks, don't put everything in where. Diversify some money into insurance. Put some money in FD, put some money in current account. Get insurance coverage. That is very important. If you're a doctor and you are not covered, I have to say you must rethink your position. Being a friend, understanding how doctors works, I think you should reconsider your position. If you do not know how to do it, call us, limrenenlive@gmail.com. I think I'll pass on my contacts to you later on. Call us, let us get some insurance coverage for you and advise you how to actually do it properly, right? Number 5, conclusion, if you do everything right, you put in some money in FD, put in some money in current account, put in some money in your, insurance policies and all that, saving plans. By the time when you're 65, what happens if nothing happens to you? What if you never suffer a financial crisis? What if you are healthy all the while? What if you can actually work on your maximum capacity until you're 75? What if all these wonderful things in life happens to you? Because your business sinking fund, at the end of the day, if nothing happens to you, it is still your money. It is not my money. It is not AIA's money. It is not public bank's money. It is not HSBC's money. It is still your money. So what's so difficult of putting some money away, Nothing happens to you. You live a long life, productive life, and do whatever you need to do, and until you're 70, you're rich and what. And at the end of the day, suddenly you found out your insurance policy, you still have 5 million there. That adds on to your 100 million asset that you have. Not a bad thing, right? Now, I call them, you know, all my clients, doctors, clients, I call those money insurance fund. Retirement fund, FUN, retirement fund. You take the money and go have fun, you know. I always tell my clients, you know what, doctor, say Dr. Shim, Dr. Chin, when you retire, I will retire during that time. Let's go for a cruise for 3 years, not 3 months, not 3 years. Spend that 2 million away. You know, that is what you want at the end of the day. So you must prepare for rainy days, save up for rainy days, cash is king, diversify your savings, get insurance coverage if you're a professional doctor, lawyer, and at the end of the day, the happy ending is to have a happy retirement life. All right? Now, I can take some questions. If you want to ask me questions, I'm more than happy to take some questions. So if you do have questions, please do ask me questions. I'm more than happy to take them, all right? So next slide is this. This is my team. I am not a single agent team. I've never worked single agent. Yes, correct, Judy. It's retirement for fun, not retired for fun, you know. Then retire and still go out and work for money, you know. That's not bad. That's not good. So I am not a single agent. I have a team of professional staffs that help me handle all my clients. I have about 700 to 800 clients now actively in my portfolio. Mei Wong is the head of office and also the head of service. So if you have anything to do with servicing, you have a claim that you don't understand, or if you're a doctor, you have some claims from your patients that you need some help, give us a call. 012-278-2467 is the phone number. She'll pick up your call and answer all your questions you know to know about insurance claims, all right? And she's the head of service. Number 2, Pui Ling. Pui Ling is my staff that handles general insurance policies. Anything to do with your clinics, insurance, your fire, machinery, protection, all risk policy, your medical professional indemnity, anything to do with car, house, fire, everything that deals with general insurance goes to Pui Ling. Pui Ling will help you to handle everything that you need to know. Number 3 is Melissa. Melissa handles customer experience and also new business. If you do have a patients or you yourself need an insurance policy, we can actually help you do that. So I am Lim Ren En. I am 20 years in the market. Let me show you who am I. I'm Lim Ren En. I'm 20 years in the market. I started the business when I'm 21, when I was still in med school. 11 years of MDRT member, 3 years of court of the table. So meaning I'm one of the top agents in AIA. Okay. AIA Executive Life Planner, that is my number, 01623866161. If you want to contact me, drop me an email, send me an SMS, give me a call, buy me a coffee, I will buy you lunch. And for that, I have to say it's been fun doing this presentation for all of you. If you think that are of value for you, please share this video with all your friends and all your colleagues, your colleagues in your medical field, your SME business friend people, and please do share this video out to them if you think that this will benefit them, right? So until Saturday, that we will see Nick Ng, the real estate mogul that is differentiate himself from the rest of the world. I'll see you on Saturday, 3 p.m. Bye. That's all for tonight for Insurance Matters. And thank you so much for attending this. And I still have 25, 28 people seeing this live. That is good, right? So I'm happy to do this more often. And I'll see you on Saturday, 3 p.m. Or you can see me at Sunday night. I will do another session on special insurance matter subject. All right? Until then, see you guys and have a really, really, really good week ahead. Bye.